Well, telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hey everyone.
Everyone.
How are y'all doing today? I don't know about anyone else, but we got sunshine here in Ohio and it's amazing because we have not seen the sun in a minute. So that just automatically makes everything a better mood here in Ohio. Well, welcome everyone to the Isn't It Romantic Book Club. We're going to be discussing Adriana Anders' Dom-Com today, and that was just a fun book, was it not? And I have questions. I really do. I can't wait to ask Adriana some of these questions. So it was such a fun read. If you're watching us live, be sure to put in the comments like where are you watching from, and be sure to ask questions. You know, our authors love to have your questions and to answer them. So be sure to do that. So I'm just going to start out. If y'all don't know me, I'm Abbie Roads. I write dark romantic thrillers. I tell people think like an episode of Criminal Minds meets a love story with a little bit of a twist. I don't have many books, but I do have hard copies of Defying Evil and Capturing Fate. And I get such a kick out of every time I open them. Did you hear that little spine crack sound? I just love that little sound. I don't want to crack it too much, but it just, there's just something I just love about hearing that little tiny crack when I open the spine of these hardcovers. So that's me.
I think I'm next. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennie Marts. I write small town stories with humor and heart and occasionally a dead body. So my books range from my cozy mysteries, the Page Turner's Book Club cozy mysteries, the beekeeping cozy mysteries, which I think Take the Honey and Run is half off in audio this month. I write
the audio is really good in that one, Jennie.
Thank you. Thank you. I write rom. I don't have any doms, but I do have a rom-com with a hockey.
Rom-com, no dom.
And then I write hockey playing cowboys and other cowboys, and my Creedence Horse Rescue series and the Lassiter Ranch series is my newest book. And I am just so excited to chat with Adriana. We have known each other a long, long time. We all five of us met through Sourcebooks. So excited for you all to meet her today and hang out with her and listen to she is a kick in the pants. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we used to spend a lot of time together before she moved overseas, and so we're so excited to see her today. So hello, everyone. My name is Diana Muñoz Stewart. I write romantic suspense. I also do contemporary romance. My latest contemporary, Thank You for Breaking My Heart, is out now, and my latest romantic suspense series, the Bad Legacy series, the first is Broken Promises. The second is Fatal Promises, and the third, Hard Promises, is coming out in the end of June. The end of June, beginning of July. I'm not iffy on that right now, but it will be out.
Love the cover. I saw the cover online. It was
beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wish I had thought to get that on my phone so I could share it with everyone, but sorry. Maybe by the end of this live, I'll have it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon Wray. I write romantic suspense, sexy green berets, and I also write contemporary romance. I wanted to say I have a contemporary romance in the Snowed With You anthology currently, and it's ending, I think, in a week and a half. So last chance to get some of the snowed in holiday romances from 2025, 2026. Anyway, that's about me. I am so excited to have Adriana here today. Like Jennie said, we've all known each other for a very long time. We miss her desperately and wish she'd move back to Virginia, where I'm from. Adriana is an award-winning author of romantic suspense, contemporary, and erotic romance. Her books have received critical acclaim from the New York Times, Oprah, Entertainment Weekly, Booklist, Bustle, USA Today, Happily Ever After, Book Riot, Romantic Times, Publishers Weekly, and Kirkus, amongst other publications. Today, she resides with her husband and 2 children on the coast of France, writing the love stories of her heart. So welcome, Adriana. We're so happy you're here.
Hi,
Oh,
thank you
hi.
so much for
Sorry.
having me.
I was trying to fix a snafu, a tech snafu, and I couldn't make it go in time. So, hello.
Hi, it's so great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
we're
so
so
excited that you were
excited.
able to make it all the way from
I
France. Ooh la la.
know.
For
Wait,
you all.
Adriana, how is your French?
So I'm actually French. My mother is French, and I grew up speaking French. So it's good. I'm fluent in both.
Oh,
Wow.
And I bet your kids are now too, right?
They are. I work really hard to make sure that they speak English at home all the time.
oh wow.
It's a job, but you know.
Because they're like enough with the English. Yeah.
It's like their secret. It's like it's our family language, so it's okay. And I think because they spoke English first, they feel more comfortable. I think there are times when they would rather be speaking English all the time, but it's nice to speak both. It's an advantage in life. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
So
We all have questions.
Well,
What's that?
yes. And first, why don't you tell our readers about the book? Hold up that adorable cover and then tell our readers what it's about. So this is Dom-Com, and I'm going to tell you more about how people have been reacting to it because I wrote a kinky rom-com, and I did not know what people were going to think. And the reviews that are coming back use words like fun, sweet, sexy. I mean, there's this feeling of just like kink is fun. Kink is about laughter. And so that's what this book is about. It's an office rom-com. It's forced proximity. There is a kink club, but really it's about two people coming together through kink. There's grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers, all kinds of different tropes, but really it's just a fun romp of a book, in my opinion.
Oh,
Agreed.
absolutely. Well, I think the cover too really gets that. I think they did a great job with cover.
Yeah, it's funny because when the cover was being done, I really loved this. Actually, I have the UK cover is a little different. Oh, cute. It's just mostly different colors, and I really loved this one. And I think there was a little blue too, but this one was the one that was picked. And I'm so thankful because it has sort of grown on me, and the pink and the red are just a favorite. And so I'm so
And those
happy.
little fuzzy handcuffs are just so cute on it.
I know. Aren't they good? Aren't they good? I love it. So the author doesn't always know. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we're wrong. Often I am wrong about books and about what will work. So I'm glad there are people who know these things.
Did you know it was like, did you title it Dom-Com or did your publisher?
No. So the title was brought to me by somebody else, and I loved it so much. And the premise really quickly came together. And so not my title.
it's so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. Like, how has nobody done this before? I have no idea.
That's
Right.
what I
And to
would.
let readers know that, okay, so it is, that the dominant personality, but also it's fun and it's not that kind of heavy stuff that might be a little scary for some people.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of freeing actually, because this is a big thing in romance right now, is dark romance, and people can be really scared of dark romance. And there tends to be this idea that kink is dark and that kink has to be dark romance. And it's not at all the case. So it's been nice to sort of break that mold.
Oh, you did so beautifully, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With the club, that's the other thing I loved about it, was the club wasn't like dark and dungeony, right? The club was, I don't want to say bright, but it was open, and
The people were kind and respectful, and yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
like the first in the opening scene, it was like speed dating or, you know, and I'm like, what a clever idea, you know? And like,
Yeah. So
Speed
the
dom
thing
dating.
about, I did a lot of research into like kink clubs around the world, and while there are a ton that are like, you know, dark black walls, dungeons with like red lighting and stuff, a lot of them are these really elegant, beautiful spaces. And I thought, you know, if I were going into a kink club by myself, I would want something that didn't make me feel in danger. I would want to feel safe. I would want to feel, I mean, like any restaurant, any club, any bar you go to, you want it to be nice. And so that was important to me.
Yeah, what does your search history look like?
Yeah, between the romantic suspense before and this, the search history is pretty interesting. I make sure to keep my kids off my computer.
I listened to earbuds when I walk into work because I have a little bit of a trek to get in there. And so I had my AirPods in and I was listening to DomCom as I walked in and got into my office, and I took my earbuds out and put them in the case and then walked out my door and got about halfway down the hallway. And then my phone started playing it on speaker out loud. And so like, boy, I sprinted from like down the whole like back, you know, because it was like right at the opening, like when she's going into the club. And I was like, oh my God, somebody could have heard that, you know? So you do have to be careful with these books out in
And
public.
the scenes, I mean, that's not one of the worst scenes. As
No,
far
it's
as
not
being
bad.
overheard.
It's not bad. Not bad. So speaking of that, I do have a question. So going through her little checklist of things, there was one on there that I'm like, what on earth could this be? And I did not want to Google it because, you know, like, what is mummification?
It is exactly what it sounds like. So in kink, people like to get basically wrapped up, and I've seen it done in plastic wrap, like saran wrap. Just you lie down and your partner would just wrap you very, very tightly, and you know, depending on what the fantasy is, the role playing, the story, different things might ensue. But yeah, so you're basically lying down, just getting wrapped up. I've seen it several times in saran wrap, so that's a whole thing.
That's a hard red for me. That's
Same.
Well, I mean, at least they're not like taking your brains out and, you know, that kind of stuff. Because that's what I'm like, what on earth are they doing the whole thing? What is this? Like, you know.
Yeah, not that kind.
Not that kind. Okay.
It's for lack of, it's to prevent movement, I guess, right? Like it's
Yeah, it's to be really, so restraint is really big in the kink world, BDSM, I mean, bondage. And mummification is just a kind of restraint. But it's pretty extreme. I personally like to be able to move around to an extent, and I would not like it. But I've literally seen it happening to people. So, and they enjoyed it. You know, it's not my world, not my thing, but it's somebody's yum, you know?
Yeah.
So it was really fun for just, if it's okay to explain a little bit. So our main character, our heroine, Ray, divorced. Apparently she's had this fantasy, wants to try out this sex club. And the book opens with her getting up the guts to go in. Of course, she meets the dom of her dreams. And the next morning she goes to work. And of course, she's sharing an office with him. And he's not really her new boss, but kind of like office romance. And what's so fun about, I think, Ray / Sunny is that she just is so like wholesome and bubbly and so much fun. And she's bringing in homemade cookies and, you know, having all
doing
the
people's laundry and yeah.
And so it's just so much fun that then she's got like this whole secret, like secret that I thought you just did such a great job of like juxtapositioning their relationship with each other. It was really fun.
Well, thanks. So I've done forays into the world of kink with different friends in different moments, and what I have seen is regular people who get their rocks off in ways that maybe not some of us wouldn't want to. And it's not like everybody is, wearing leather all the time. And I mean, I've met librarians who do this. I've met teachers, therapists, all kinds of people. And so it's not even like a double life so much as it is, we don't know what people do in bed. We don't ask, we let them do their thing. And I love that these characters feel real. And to me, when I write a book, I kind of have to like put on a Ray skin suit to go and write the story. And Ray to me just felt like a real person, and she was just very adventurous. She just wanted to try things.
But I found her lack of boundaries. That was just a brilliant character arc. I thought the lack of boundaries, juxtaposed to her becoming a sub and learning that world, but then understanding that there have to be boundaries in both worlds. Right? Everyone has to have boundaries, and without strong physical emotional boundaries, you can't have a lovely, mature life. And I found that really compelling. Did you know you were doing that when you wrote that, or was that something that came out at the end? You're like,
So I am not a very analytical person. I'm a very intuitive writer. So I sort of write what feels right, like putting on the character. I knew pretty early that she was going to be a people pleaser. It's a theme that comes up in my life. The person who says yes to everything, the person who wants everyone to love them, and the person who wants to make everyone happy. I know a lot of people like that, specifically women. And it was a story I really wanted to write. And I love the idea of not having the choice, of finding a partner who's like, no, and who it makes you not act that way. And then you figure out, the fact that she was able to do it herself and to change her behaviors felt really good for me at the end. So it felt real.
Well, my absolute favorite scene in the whole book was when she was in her chair, tied, and she couldn't get up. And I don't know, I found that really compelling because it was like the mesh of everything, right? The internal, the external, all of her goals, all of her motivations, everything was wrapped up into that scene. And he figured it out. He knew that that's what she needed. That's what I found fascinating, was he knew. I don't know if it's his background as a dom or just, I don't know, but he knew that that's what she needed to teach herself.
I love Grant because of that. I loved writing him as a character because somebody who pays attention, right? I mean, what a fantasy to have somebody listen.
Yeah.
No, definitely. That's what I loved that scene, because all of that came together in that one scene alone.
I loved writing that scene. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I loved a lot of the scenes, but that one was when I think that's when I fell in love with him.
Yay.
So are there any people, because you had a lot of different, and I don't just mean characters, but I mean characters, like just a lot of the people that were in there
so
were
fun.
just funny or, engaging or just, different. And you did such a great job of making all these different characters, giving them all their own personalities. Like, are any of these based on people that you know?
So yeah, not all of them, but there's one person in particular who I think of like off the top of my head, Klaus. Klaus is a side character, and I always knew that I wanted to write. I've actually, I've written a similar, a different version of this person into Whiteout, I think. So not the same.
I love that
knew,
book.
I
Yeah.
knew that
Yeah, I love that
back
book.
in Virginia. He was just such a character. And although in Whiteout, he's, the character I've written is different from in Domcom, I guess they're physically based on around this man who was a good friend of mine for a long time. I haven't seen him in years, but maybe if he read the books, he'd recognize himself, at least in this one.
Well, this whole office full of people, and I'm like,
Crazy.
wow, this sounds like either like the funnest place to work or like a nightmare to work at, like
It would drive
just
me
depending
crazy.
upon who you are,
I think I would lose my mind. I think I would lose
Yeah,
my mind.
like-
But it's fun to read about, but maybe not
Mhm.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because it tweaks you a little bit, like when she keeps doing things for people, and I was just like, oh, why am I annoyed that she's doing things? Maybe because I see myself in her, and but
Yeah, and with all these characters, I mean, nobody is inherently selfish, right? They all have
Mhm.
jobs to do, and she has a job to do, and she's just used to doing things for people. And when you say yes because you want people to be happy or because you want the company to be great, you're doing great things, but in the end, it's not good for us. It's not good for us. And so I love that Grant was able to bring he was just like the catalyst, he was the person who was able to see with with that exterior viewpoint that this was not okay. He didn't want to.
I really liked how she changed him too, like, and how he was looking at relationships and like just made him think about his attitude, and also his influence of his mom, I just felt like that they changed each other in a really good way.
Yeah, it seems like so often in a
Interesting.
book they talk so much about the relationship of the mom-daughter and how the mom-daughter, affects your, I thought it was fun to, as a mother of sons, a boy mom, I thought it was kind of fun to have like his relationship with his mom really changed how he views life
And Jenny's only been married once, not 12 times.
yes, so far, yeah.
Far.
I put 36 years into this guy. I am not.
Right.
Yeah, and he retires tomorrow, so he is going to.
Congratulations! That's
Yeah,
awesome.
tomorrow is the day. He keeps telling everyone my wife is going to get half the money and twice the husband. And starts tomorrow. It's gonna be home all the time.
So fun. So, Adriana, how long did it take you to write this book?
Oh, a really long time. It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
And-
Domcom, of all the books I've written, it was the toughest for me.
Really?
This book was under contract when I wrote it with Forever, which is an imprint of Hachette. And I had not been under contract in a while. I started off with you all doing traditionally published books. But I've been self-publishing for a few years, and with self-publishing, my deadlines were self-imposed. Sometimes I would miss them, but they were at least mine, and it was my responsibility. With this book, I felt really high sense of responsibility, and I got the book in, and I turned it in even though it didn't feel ready, and it didn't feel like my book at that point. And so I worked with the editor for months to fix it and fix it and fix it. And she and I were very different and had very different styles. And she did not know much about the kink world. And so that was a big discussion between us. So it was a really long, arduous process. I wouldn't, not do it because it was one of those things. I'd never written rom-com, and I really wanted to sort of challenge myself. Can I write something funny? Can I write comedy? Because I love to read them. I had just always felt myself writing in a much, not darker, but maybe angstier voice. And so to have the chance to do this and to finally feel like I got there after months and months, it was the lowest and the highest points, I would say, of my writing career so far. So it was a journey. was rough.
Well, I can assure you that yes, you can write comedy.
Yes, it was just
Because that
from the
book was
beginning. Yeah.
funny. It was fun. Your quips, your one-liners, I mean, you are funny. So I would, you did excellent with the fun and the funny.
Yeah.
It's always funny, like when we as authors anguish over a book and it is so hard, and then people read it and they don't see how hard it was
Yeah.
for
'Cause
us.
it's such
They
an
see
easy
this,
read. It's such an
it's such an
delightful
easy, fun
Yeah.
read for
Yeah.
them.
Well, thank God they don't see it, because I think it would ruin, pulling back that curtain would be a terrible idea. Nobody wants to see us in our pajama pants, unwashed hair. I mean, I drank a lot of white wine while writing that book. And I would like everyone to know that I'm writing a book now and there's not nearly as much white wine involved. So that's,
Well, Michelle says that she kept telling you it was so good. So
I don't believe you, Michelle. I don't believe you.
It's so good.
It was.
Well,
good. I was thinking just
very
this
good.
morning how crazy our author life is, as I have 3 press-on nails left that I haven't peeled off yet. Right before I came on, I was like cleaning. I found a little dog slobber on my shirt and was cleaning that off, and I was like, "Oh, the glamorous life."
Right.
I was just happy that I didn't have to change the bottom half for this call. So thank you all.
And I think of you of having such a luxurious lifestyle in France. I mean,
France,
yeah.
Yeah, no, France is different, but it's not luxurious necessarily. Where we live is beautiful, and it's really, it's different from the US, but it's very much the middle of the country, and so we live a village life. There are a lot
that is so neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, my kids can walk, well, they're older, they're in high school now. Well, my son is, but they can, when they were in elementary school, they could walk around the village, they could walk to school, they could do things that a lot of kids in the US aren't really doing as much anymore. So we live like, 40 years ago, basically.
Oh, wow. So any plans to write The French Village?
I thought about it for a while. I had this idea to do a time travel, like an ocean sort of time travel, maybe World War II time travel, because I've been hearing all these stories about people who lived on these islands around here and were part of the resistance. But I got sidetracked. I mean, I don't know if you can tell from my books shelf behind me. I write in a lot of different subgenres, and it's one of my, I think it's one of the hardest things for me to do is to not like follow that squirrel, like the new shiny. So I'm trying to stick to one thing. So the time travel might happen, but probably not for, a while. And France, I think I've written one book that took place in Paris. I had another planned, and I've got like I don't know how you guys are, but I have like 85,000 books in my brain at any time. So
yeah, people always say, "How do you come up with your ideas?" And it's like, coming up with the ideas isn't hard. It's the execution. It's actually writing the book, and then starting a book, and then we call those slutty new ideas. Like you're just, it's the book you're working on is so hard, and you're like, "Oh, I see you,
hello, stranger,
slutty new idea."
So true.
The new idea is to come over and write you.
So how many books have you written?
What was that? Sorry.
I just wanted to know, so how many books have you written? Because I see them all back there.
I think I've published 14, including novellas. I've written more, including some books that I don't think anyone will ever see. At one point I had this idea and I ended up writing the book. And it was like it was a castaway book, and I was calling it Wrecked. And it was a really good idea, but I never, and this is what I mean when I say like I need to get into the character. I had a plot, I knew what was going to happen, but I never allowed myself or found like the little keyhole into my characters. So I wrote it. I forced myself to sit there every day and write the book. and it's just not good. It's not good. I've even had people read it. I had an editor, give me developmental story edits, and I haven't even gone back and read it. I don't even want to read it.
But it's such a great title, though.
Yeah, Wrecked. It was about a librarian who got shipwrecked. I mean, it was a plane crash with the man that she was supposed to kill. I had this whole, set up. But it never, it wasn't, I don't think it delivered on its promise. Maybe I should read it. Maybe, you never know.
There's a movie or a series out kind of like that right now. I can't think of the name of it, but I just saw it advertised.
Kate Winslet wrecked in an Idris Elba, weren't they? Although I don't think
no, it's not that one. It's new.
Like
it just came out, and she's with her horrible boss. And then she's the survivor on the island where she knows how to do everything, and the boss is helpless. And
I think it is. I think it's called Help. Is it called Help?
Send Help. Send Help. That's what it is. Send Help.
Oh yeah, that looks so good. All the employees treated her like crapola, and now she's the one in charge. And
oh, that's good. I think I would like that. I'll have to watch it.
I think it's still in the theater.
I can't watch things if I'm reading. I mean, if I'm writing something, I can't watch anything that has to do with it. I want to be influenced. So it's good. I can watch this. It's safe.
Yeah.
Adriana, has anybody from the kink world read your book that you know of and gotten back to you and given you any feedback?
Yeah. So, one of the people, well, actually I'll talk about somebody else. I, on Instagram, I see reviews pass through occasionally. And this one young woman did a video review just a couple of weeks ago. And it blew me away because she talked about how she was in a dom-sub relationship and how this book just hit all the right points for her. And it made me so happy. I was so thankful. And the thing is, when you're writing these books and you put them out, you can see, sometimes there are people who think the absolute opposite of things that you've written and who get mad at what you've written. But to have the confirmation from somebody who, lives the lifestyle was just such a relief and made me so happy.
When you were doing research, when you talk to people, are people in that world friendly about giving advice or helping you out with questions or things like that? Or are they more reserved?
Oh no, people are super, super open. So years ago, I worked in this place and a colleague of mine mentioned something about kink. I was writing, this was 10 or 11 years ago, maybe. And she mentioned that she was kinky and polyamorous, and she and I started talking, and we would have our Friday morning coffee before work. So we would meet at 6:30 at the coffee shop where I used to write. And she would tell me about her week. And then, we would both go to work. And she ended up inviting me into a lot of different kink settings. I went to a kink camp. I have been to kink parties and kink events. And when I was young, when I was between the ages of 18 and 22, I think, I was working in this gay bar in the town where I lived, and the local kink group met every month, once a month. They had their munch at the gay bar. And this was frankly the friendliest, kindest, best tipping group that you can imagine. So people are extremely open, really happy to talk about it, in my experience.
So was there anything that you found taboo in your, you said, I'm not going to write about this. This is.
So it's funny. In this book, there are lots of things that I wouldn't write about that I have written about in other books. In my Kink Camp Haven series, I write about things that are pretty extreme as far as BDSM goes, or as far as sex goes, and different activities or acts for people who aren't in the lifestyle. But in these books, I don't think, in DomCom, that's not something that I'm going to introduce, because I'm assuming that most of my readers this isn't an introduction. So I think of this as like sweet kink or sugar kink or cozy light kink. And I think it's a good intro because I think it's a healthy way to view a lifestyle that's really not unhealthy. So it's a good way to be introduced to it.
I think you might have just started a new subgenre, the cozy kink book.
I think she did.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you just need to add an orc and an elf and like some kink with their tails or something. I don't know.
And a bunch of grandma.
You will be very unsurprised to know that I may or may not have a series of that nature in the works.
Ah, there we go.
Nice. Little
Do you
dragon shifter in a coffee shop, a little cottage.
Do you find that there's crossover with your romantic suspense readers and your kink readers, or the ones that like kink and romance or BDSM?
It's funny. Crossover, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I have readers who follow me, and I think we all have that. There are people who sort of latch on to your voice, to the feelings you bring in a book, and so they tend to follow you from one book to another. So I have that, but I don't, I think people who read romantic suspense often are more adventurous and maybe can read darker things, but not always. I mean, I'm not a huge dark romance reader, and I've read some, but it's not really my thing. But I feel like I can write really dark things in suspense. So, there's not always, I mean, I've got readers who've stuck with me. And, sometimes people don't love the rom-com. Sometimes people want it to contain tons more sex, more spice. So, you can't please everyone all the time, but I have some readers who just are excited to read the next thing. So that's a nice feeling as an author.
Nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great feeling knowing you have some readers that will just follow you wherever you decide to go.
Yeah.
And so what is the next thing?
So I'm writing a follow-up to Dom-Com. I'm not yet at liberty to tell you who is in it or what the name of the book is, but it's another, cozy, sweet, kinky kink discovery book. And it takes place in the same place in Richmond, Virginia, in this club called Off the Cuff. And then I'm also working on a super sexy, a little bit taboo, my first MMF romance called
fun.
that is coming at some point this year. I don't know exactly when.
And what's it called? I'm sorry, I missed it.
It's called Well Kept. It's the follow-up
Well
to
Kept.
Well Bred, which was a very spicy book that I wrote last year or the year before. I can't remember.
And how often do you put out a new book? Is it one a year or?
I wish I could give you some semblance of order, and I wish I could present a non-chaotic face to the world, but I am pure chaos.
Me too.
So some years I'll put out 3 books, and some years, last year, 2025, I did not put out a book. I put out 1 or 2 in 2024. I think I'll have 2, maybe 3 this year. So it's, who knows? It really depends on how I feel and how many words I manage to get. Good.
Do you
work.
have like a set schedule or writing schedule? Sorry.
I mean, I sit down at my desk every day.
Oh, we all know what that answer means.
Same, girl, same.
I write every day, or I try to. I take weekends off. But mostly I'm at my desk really, every morning. I work out and then I go sit at my desk, and it's not always productive. And then sometimes I had like a 6,000 or 7,000 word day the other day, which I hadn't had in a long time. It felt great. So, chaos.
Oh, that is great.
Chaos.
And there have been weeks where I was like, oh, wow, I feel really accomplished. I got just 1,000 words this whole week. You had
Well,
5 or
thanks.
6,000 in a day. You go, girl.
Yeah, but I didn't write anything for the next week, you know? So it's like,
Balances out, right?
yeah.
What is the most words you ever wrote in one day?
I wrote just over 10,000 words once.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
It was
for you.
it was an exhausting day. It was so I was just totally beat by the end of the day.
Yeah, it would have been too. I think my
I've
most
done
is
that,
probably
like-
around 5 or 6. Yeah.
I've done that on a writing retreat where you're like up early, you only have, a couple days in your writing retreat. Everybody's writing. So, and then you're just like on such a high, on such a roll for getting so much words. You're like, oh, I'll just keep going. I'll just do another 1,000 or 2. And then it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But I got 11,000 words or whatever.
It's so nice to write with other people, to have
Oh.
somebody.
Mhm.
And if somebody's typing away beside you, I mean, you can do another 50 words, you can do another 100 words. And suddenly, it's just, I find writing retreats to be really inspiring. Note to self, go to writing retreat soon. I have to go soon at some point because it's been a while. But yeah.
Do you have any plans to come to the US and do like a convention here? Like I know there's a bunch of ones going on this year.
Nothing in the near future. I think I'm gonna go to the UK at some point this year. I think there might be a rare, and I might have signed up for another event, and I can't believe I can't remember what they are. But I plan to go to 1 or 2 UK events this year. So, and maybe I'd like to go back to the US and do something. It's hard. School, kids.
Yeah, it's far.
Writing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, if you do, you let us know. We'll show up. We'll be there.
Yes. We'll have a writing.
Or maybe we could do the writing retreat.
In France.
In France.
Yeah. Oh my God, what an idea.
anytime.
Oh my gosh.
Anytime.
It's so fun.
Oh, that was incredible.
So you're saying this was the hardest book you've ever written? So what was the easiest book you've ever written?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Huh. Okay. So I have a couple answers.
We'll bring you Michelle.
Yeah, she would be so good. She would be so like our cheerleader too on a writing.
Yes.
So
For
I
people
would
who
say-
hold on just a second, for people who don't know, Michelle is all of ours personal assistant. Like, so for all 5 of us, Michelle is our personal
works.
assistant. So
and she keeps
Good morning,
me
Kathleen.
she keeps me sane. She keeps me writing. She's great. Love
she
Michelle.
is amazing. Okay, go on, Adriana. I didn't mean to like.
Easiest book. Easiest book.
So easiest book. So I would say first is the first book I ever wrote and published. So Under Her Skin was the first book that came out. And I think it was the easiest because there was nobody looking over my proverbial shoulder. I didn't have, I just wrote it for myself. I wrote it for the pure pleasure of writing. And that's a hard feeling to get back. But I will say that I've been getting it back with my current work in progress. So, crossing fingers. And then other books have been just so Well Bred, dirty little book that I wrote a couple years ago. I started this book. It's extremely simple. And I had no contract. I had no deadlines, no pressure. I just decided that I was going to spend a few weeks just writing for the pleasure of it to try and get that feeling back. And with Well Bred, I really did. I wrote that book really quickly. It felt good. It felt like when writing, I don't know if you guys have this, but when writing goes well, it is like being on drugs. It is like the highest high. It is the best feeling.
No.
The
You
flow,
get
yeah.
into a flow state. You get into a flow state where time doesn't matter and you're just going and like it just is easy and nice and it is. It's
fun.
exactly like that.
And the characters are speaking through you. It's
Mhm.
magic.
Yeah, I had that happen the other day, missed an appointment. I was like, well, I'm just going to work for 45 minutes. And an hour and 45 minutes later, I looked at the time, I was like, I have 5 minutes to get my appointment. I'm not going to make it. Like, yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, right. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I want to take a moment to go back to Under Her Skin. I still remember that book, Adriana. Like that was a really good book. I'll tell you, in my brain, one of the things that is forged into my brain is in the middle of the night, hearing him out there hammering the steel. Like that is just in my brain. Like that sound of
Not
that.
about
And yeah, like that is like isn't that funny? Like that has stuck with me this whole time. And when did that book come out? It was a minute ago, right?
It was 2017.
Yeah.
I wrote it in 2013, I think, or 2014, and it came out in 2017. That was my first published book. You know what? That book, I would say a lot like the Dom-Com for me, highest highs and lowest lows. So totally unrelated story, but this, as authors, you will totally get. I mean, it is related. When Under Her Skin came out. So Under Her Skin is a story that involves a heroine who has suffered from terrible trauma, terrible abuse, domestic abuse. And it came out at a time when we were not putting content warnings in our books. So it was, I think, kind of shocking to some people. But the first review that I ever got from anyone ever for Under Her Skin, Goodreads review was a 1-star review, and the subject line was worst book I've ever read. I want to throw it against the wall. This is somebody, and she must have somehow gotten the book like 6 months ahead of release. It was, as an author, I feel like I got my worst ever review to my first ever review. And so
That's the worst.
well, yes and no. As a people pleaser, as somebody who cares what people think, it was trial by fire. And getting that book, getting that review, putting, especially your first book, you put your heart and soul into it. This is like your baby. And that review, I mean, it was long. She was so mad. This woman was so mad. But then a month later, less than a month later, I got a letter, an email from a victim, from a survivor, a domestic abuse survivor, who told me that the book, made her want to live again. And I was like, okay. Okay. See, I'm tearing up.
Yeah.
So,
And you do develop the thick skin. Yeah.
I don't look at reviews unless like Michelle, sends them to me, or unless I'm tagged on Instagram or something. So I don't look anymore. It's too much. I would take every review in the beginning and think, oh my God, they're right. Oh God, can I change the book? Is it too late? Like every single review. And you can't please everyone and still write the book.
Yeah, you got to let it go. I remember having someone ask me, how do you deal with these reviews? And I was like, well, you just got to let it go and just let it roll off you. Because at first I took it so personally, and then you just kind of learn not to. And this person says to me, even that one guy, and like she's going to launch into his review. And I was like, just okay.
Oh my gosh. And it's funny because I can usually handle a bad review, but like I got like personally trashed on Smart Bitches Trashy Books for a book. And then Kirkus, the first book I had out, Race to Darkness, Kirkus gave me a review. And I think whoever read the book skimmed it because they said something about I had a ghost in this book. There is no ghost in this book. And I'm like, can we argue and say they didn't really read it?
Right,
This is
that's so
Kirkus,
frustrating.
because
Yeah.
there's no ghost in this book. Like, what are they talking about? And they're just like, no, just let it go. And I'm like, okay, but they're wrong. There's no ghost.
You can't argue.
Yeah.
I know.
I
you
think
just
one
have
of
to
my
keep-
favorite bad reviews was on the second book of my cozy mystery, and somebody talked about how they just didn't like this book at all, blah blah blah,
And then they read the first book in the series, and then they went back and read this one again and liked it better. I'm like, you came on, wrote a review, gave it 2 stars, said you hated it. Then you read the book before and you read it again. Like, I feel like this is actually a pretty good bad review.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
you like a book, why don't you ever go back and read it again?
There are a surprising number of readers who will review a book, really dislike it, and then go on to read the second and the third book in the series. It's so funny. I would never continue reading a series if I didn't like it.
If you didn't like it. Right, exactly.
And I always think it's funny too, where I'll read a review and be like, oh, this was such a good book. It kept me engaged the entire time. The characters were amazing. The plot was amazing. I really love this, and this, and this. 3 stars. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to really take a step back and think, obviously, I mean, we all know they're not for us, the reviews. And also, I mean, 3 stars, they could, 5 stars could be like the one book they read when they were 10 years old that gave them all these feels,
True.
So who knows?
Everybody rates different. Everybody rates, everybody's scale is so different.
Yeah. So, and then there are people who give you 1 star because they just want to mark your book as like, I need to read this in 3 months.
Right. Exactly, on Goodreads. So Kathleen answered the questions I asked in our participation question. So I say, have you read Adriana before? And she says she has, but she can't think of the first book. Have you ever had a workplace romance? And she said a workplace crush once in my Callow days. I guess I think that might have been wanted to be college days. It wasn't reciprocated. And she didn't answer the third question, which is, if you had a safe word, what would it be? So I'll ask all of you, if you had a safe word, what would it be?
Hey, I'll tell you something real quick. On the book I just turned into my agent, the safe word in that book is sex.
Oh,
It's the safe word.
okay.
Because they were picking a word that they would never say, because these are 2 friends.
Oh.
And so like that would be a word that they would not use with each other. And then so that's
okay. All right. So we have
became the safe word.
So do they end up using the safe word? I guess we shouldn't ask. It is
used, but probably not in the context you think. So, because I write really dark stuff, so it comes out really in a weird spot. So,
Adriana, talk about safe words. Your list. She said she had to fill out all those. What else? Because you went through some of the things she had to say yes or no to. What else would have been on all those pages of that entry form that she had to fill out?
So things besides the things that I put in the book, there's a lot of stuff on there. So there are actually, kink checklists. It's a pretty common thing. If you're entering into something, I think a lot of us read the 50 Shades of Grey contract back in the day, which was just like long. I think checklists are really long. There's a lot of stuff. And I think it would start with start with like restraints and really go into detail about the kinds of restraints that you have experienced, want to, don't want to, maybe, and there's really sort of this scale. But the important thing is to know that saying yes to those it's not consent in that context. And the biggest thing that I experienced with the kink community is that consent is way more important than we would expect. I think, kinksters tend to ask for consent a lot more, even for small things that we would not necessarily have thought you'd have to, especially when we were younger, because I think that's a thing that has changed a lot over the course of my life is just the consciousness of the need for consent and the discussion about it. So the kink list, I mean, there is everything you can imagine, talk of ball gags, different, every different thing that people get up to in these communities is listed on some of these checklists.
Wow.
You can Google it.
That seems like it would be very informative. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just consent, but Grant made a big point of saying it's also clarification. Like, not just consenting to something or not consenting, it's actually understanding what you may be consenting to. Like, he asked her multiple times, do you really understand what this means? I thought that was really interesting. Is that a common theme?
Yeah. So there are things. So I think a lot of books that we read, it's hard in fiction, because in fiction we've got, like, werewolves who can't help themselves, right? But in a realistic kink setting, a dom or a top is not there to boss the other person around. That person is there to figure out what the other person wants and to help them get that. And so it is especially somebody like Grant, who is a service dom, basically, who, he wants to help the other person. But really, most of what I saw and most of the people that I met in that setting, that's what they're looking for. Their pleasure is figuring out the thing that gets the other person off in a way that works for them too. So it's a lot of responsibility. More than anything, I wouldn't want to, because it's too much work. It's too much responsibility. So yeah, but check-ins, really understanding a person's physical state as well, knowing if they have injuries that you have to be careful for. If you're gonna suspend somebody, who has bad knees, you have to make sure you're not going to actually hurt them. So it's important to hurt without hurting, right? We're not trying to do lasting damage. We're trying to just give that very specific pleasure that people are looking for in certain ways.
Well, and that's exactly Adriana, what you did. Yeah.
Pleasure. It has been a real pleasure to have you with us today.
It's been such a joy talking with you.
We have had so much fun with you.
And we love that book, and we're looking forward to the next one.
I know.
So
thank you. I'm so excited. I'm 2 weeks away. Things are not pretty here. I won't show you my office, but I'm so excited. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Bye.
So fun to see your face.
Yeah, that was great. Oh my gosh. All the way from France.
Yeah.
Do you know, I still remember that wonderful trip we all took to New Orleans with Source Books.
Oh man.
Romantic times, and we all did the ghost tour and had dinner together.
That was
yes,
so
that
fun.
was that was a special time, right?
That really was, yeah.
Really fun. Well, we have a treat for you guys next month. I don't know who's introducing next month's book.
I think it's Sharon.
I don't have
or we've decided to share because we've really organized this.
I couldn't find
I have a photo. I have a photo of it. So
okay, ready? Okay. We are reading Jill Chavez's Free Falling, the next book in the series.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
He Falls First was the first book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Book one was so good. I'm so excited to read this one.
Yeah. And we had so much fun with Jill. So
she was a ton of fun. So we will see everybody back here at the end of the next month.
March 19th.
March 19th. Jill.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.